I was unable to pay him child support for a child that I was caring for. I was the one taking care of his daily stuff, on top of having to pay a man child support that he's not staying with. You ain't getting shit.
If you're into intense courtroom drama, don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe for more explosive legal showdowns. Now let's get back into it because this one gets wild. In today's hearing, we've got a fiery clash between a mother who flat out refuses to pay the child support she legally owes and a father who keeps it cool under pressure. From the start, it's clear she's not here to take responsibility. She throws a full-blown tantrum mid-hearing and scrambles to come up with excuses every time she's called out. But the twist? She's already lost custody of her kids, though the court doesn't say exactly why, and now she's over $3,000 behind on child support. Toward the end, the dad's friends even hop on the Zoom call to show support, and the tension skyrockets from there. It's emotional, chaotic, and seriously heated. Let me know in the comments. Who do you think was in the right here? Now, let's dive into the madness and see how it all plays out.
Made any direct payments to you for the support of the children?
No, sir.
Do you have any additional information you'd like to offer to the court as it relates to this case?
No extra information. Well, you know what? She did. My son did run away when he was in the summer of before he turned 18, and then he went to go live with his brother. So that would that's what he did, and so he's lived with his brother for I say about 7, 8 months. I can't remember the exact time. It's been a long time.
It's been a year.
And did you agree during that time frame for the child to live with someone else?
Yeah,
No.
to live with his brother.
No.
Ms. Hagwood, no one's asking you a question right now.
And just to confirm, sir, about how long did the child live with the other sibling?
It's about 7 or 8 months, I believe. I'm kind of off. Like I said, it's been a very long time.
Ma'am, can I get you to state your name for the record?
Sherry Ann Baldwin.
I'm sorry, is your last name also Hagwood?
That's my maiden name, and it's Haygood.
Haygood. Okay, thank you, ma'am. As it relates to the child support judgment, the state has calculated that you owe a total of $2,367.20 as of March 31st, 2024. I'm requesting that you pay that back at $150 per month. Are you in agreement to that amount, ma'am?
No, sir.
Explain to the court why you're not in agreement to the amount that you owe.
Well, I got a phone call.
Is it just me, or is Sherry Hagwood bringing some serious energy to this hearing? The tension is definitely thick, and the judge doesn't seem too impressed with her either. Cutting off the guy mid-sentence? Yeah, not exactly a power move in court. What really cracked me up, though, was the guy's friend just vibing in the bottom right corner of the Zoom call like he's watching an episode of Courtroom Chaos, live edition. Honestly, the whole scene is low-key hilarious. Let me know in the comments what your take is, because I'm hooked. And if you watch the guy in the top right corner, his body language says it all. Calm, confident, and not fazed one bit. He's letting the truth do the talking, while Sherry keeps jumping in and trying to spin things her way. Alright, let's jump back in and see what Sherry throws out next, because this one is seriously heating up.
2022 from my oldest son, who is, Lewis isn't the father, of Dylan Haygood. And he told me that my son Lewis is there. He's been thrown out. And he doesn't know what to do. So I start helping. Lewis comes over here and he's staying with me for a few weeks. He's staying with his brother. And then finally he moves in with me April 1st of 22. And he's been away from his father ever since. Me and his brother's been caring for him, his eyeglasses, his doctor's appointments, getting him to court. I have documentation from the court stating that he was with me and his brother, probation officers that are willing to whatever y'all need them to write up. But I was unable to pay him child support for a child that I was caring for.
And during that time, thank
That's
you, ma'am.
just it.
Thank you, ma'am. And during that time frame, when the child started to reside with you, did you petition the court to change the child support to reflect
Yes,
that
sir.
the child was living with you?
Yes, sir. I called y'all immediately and I emailed the court paper that I had stating that he was living with his brother. And then I went and got a The lady told me to do this.
Ms. Hagan?
The whatever child support officer I spoke with told me to go file this with the courts, and it's my name is Sherry Ann Baldwin. I am the mother and the child of Luis Mendoza. He has resided with me since April 1st, 2022, and is currently residing in Johnson County, and it's signed and dated.
Again,
And
Ms.
then,
Hagan,
pardon me.
The question that was asked is, did you petition the court to change the child support amount? Now, did you file a paperwork stating that the child was living with you? My question was, did you petition the court to request that the child support be changed to reflect that the child was residing with you?
Yes, sir, I did.
What's their case number, ma'am?
Well, I called y'all and told you that he was living with me and not the father. She told me to send in the paperwork that I had, so I did. And then she said she had 190 days to contact the father and that y'all would get a hold of me. And then she said that they froze the funds. And so
I don't know about you guys, but I'm calling major cap on this one. Something just isn't adding up. She's clearly not being straight, and I can't tell if she's genuinely clueless or just playing dumb. Like, seriously, who thinks just not paying child support makes it disappear? That's not how this works. If you want to change your payments, you have to go through the court, file a motion, and get it officially modified. Ignoring the order doesn't cancel it. It just stacks up debt and makes you look worse in front of a judge. Now, I know the guy mentioned that the kid moved in with his brother, but even then, that doesn't automatically change the support obligation. You still need to go through the legal process to update custody or support terms. Otherwise, you're legally on the hook, and that's on you. Whether she's right or wrong in the bigger picture, the story just isn't lining up. It feels off. Kinda sketchy, to be honest. Let's see if she says anything next that clears it up, but so far, this whole thing is a mess. Alright, let's jump back in and see how it unfolds.
The medical support, ma'am. The state has calculated that you owe a total of $849.32 as of March 31st, 2024, and requesting that you pay that back at $50 per month. Are you in agreement to that amount, ma'am?
no, sir.
And could you explain to the court why you're not in agreement to paying that amount?
Because I feel like I was the one caring for his needs. I was the one taking care of his daily stuff on top of having to pay a man child support that he's not staying with. I don't have extra money like that. I can't be taking him to the eye doctor and to appointments and feeding him and clothing him and paying him his father child support.
And just to confirm, ma'am, when you say that you're paying the father child support for a child that's residing with you, when exactly did you pay those amounts to the father?
I have documentation of every child support payment I ever made, and I have documentation of it.
And ma'am, were
And
you able to review
pardon?
the report that was provided on the screen as it relates to
I
the
couldn't
child
really
support payment?
see. I couldn't really see, but
And
I
would you like for
stopped
me to
paying
show that
after April
April of what year, ma'am?
22. I stopped paying, and that's when I went and got the documentation that he was living with me full time.
All right, we have to understand one thing. The Attorney General's office is not the court. You can ask the AG's office to do a lot of stuff. You can ask them questions. You can ask them to file something for you that might help you, but they're not the
I'm really here for how this judge is holding her accountable. It's honestly long overdue. Like I mentioned earlier, none of her story adds up. They've been divorced for what, nearly a decade? And now we're supposed to believe she just forgot to contact the court all this time?
Yeah, no.
Not buying it. If you've been out of a marriage that long, you definitely know that any changes to child support or custody have to be handled through the court. That's just basic knowledge. You can't just stop paying or make unofficial changes and expect it to be okay. Now, to give her a little credit, she was keeping it together for most of this. But buckle up, because in this next part of the clip, things take a sharp turn. She completely loses it, and the vibe in the courtroom shifts instantly. The judge is done with the back and forth and shuts her down hard. It's intense and honestly kind of wild to watch. Let's wrap this up and see how it all unfolds, because things are about to go from messy to full-blown chaos.
nothing ever happened because the AG has discretion to do what they like, which means they could file something or they could not file something. They didn't file anything. Separately, what you're supposed to do is file something with the court, and nothing was ever filed with the court. I don't work for the AG's office. The judges in the courthouse don't work for the AG's office. So you can tell me all day long that you talk to the AG's office, but that's not the court. So I can't modify your order. You were responsible to modify your own order if the AG didn't want to help you, or if you wanted to do it on your own. It's very simple to do, and that hasn't happened. So you owe these arrears. It's a very small amount. You owe the full amounts that are owed. You decided not to make payments. So you owe $2,367.20, payable at $150 a month, and medical support arrears of $849.32, payable at $50 a month. If there's money on hold, then they will try to forward that towards those amounts. And then if there's any remaining balance, then those are the monthly payments. All right, y'all are done with court. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Judge.
You ain't getting shit.
Ms.
You ain't
Haygood,
getting
you want me to find you in contempt of court? Ms. Haygood, I can fine you $50 for contempt of court for cussing in my court. So please, don't act like a child. We don't need
I
that.
thought I was off. I thought I hit the button. I'm sorry.
Okay, be respectful. All right, y'all can press leave to exit.
Phew, that was painfully embarrassing to watch. Honestly, I don't see her ever paying that child support. This case has been around for a bit, and I couldn't find any recent updates, which probably means she's just letting it slide into default. Let's be real, that money is likely never reaching the dad. That said, after watching the full hearing, I'm a bit on the fence. I'm not totally convinced the guy deserves the full $3,000. Maybe half, sure. It didn't really seem like the child was living with him the entire time, so the high amount is a little questionable. But hey, that's a separate issue. What really stood out was how unhinged her behavior was in court. Even if your mic is muted, which hers wasn't, talking like that during a hearing is wild. And yeah, the judge heard every word. You saw the pop-up. $50 fine for that outburst? Honestly, I think he went easy on her. She blatantly disrespected the judge and dismissed his ruling like it meant nothing. Straight up said, "I'm not paying that." Not a great look at all. And after seeing her attitude throughout the case, it honestly sheds some light on why she may have lost custody. Her actions just don't reflect someone who's prioritizing their kid. Anyway, that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm replying to every single one, and I'd love to hear your take on this. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. I've got more courtroom chaos coming your way, and I genuinely love diving into cases like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay tuned.